We have some big news from the NHL. We have another suspension. Timo Meier of the Devils is facing a ban for a cross-check to the face. Plus, we have news from the NHL waiver wire involving a young player from the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll discuss all the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have a couple of news items I wanted to touch on here quickly this afternoon. Not really what I'd call breaking news anymore. The news has been out for a couple of hours now, but we do have word today that the New Jersey Devils will be without forward Timo Meier for one game. He's been suspended by the Department of NHL Player Safety for an altercation that took place last night against the Nashville Predators, where Timo Meier actually was very out of character. He's not normally a player you get too aggressive or to do anything dirty, but really an unnecessary after the whistle skirmish with Zachary Loda of the Nashville Predators. They get a little bit of a shoving match. He shoved him once. Then the second time he came up and he cross-checked him right in the face. So, of course, he was given a major penalty on the play, and then he's given a one-game suspension here from the Department of Player Safety. Obviously, Meier does not have a suspension history. He does have one interaction with player safety before. He's received a fine once in his NHL career, which is quite a few years now. So obviously, normally a clean player with no history gets one game. My only issue here is that this was definitely done with intent. And if you listen to the video from George Peros, he acknowledges that this wasn't an accident. It wasn't a case of the stick riding up. I think Meier was obviously frustrated, upset, whatever it was, and his emotions get the best of him, and he did something that he shouldn't have done. But there was definitely, looked like there was full intent and aware of his actions. It wasn't a case of, it was, even if it is an accident, you're still responsible for your stick at all times, right? So, there are times when players sometimes face a penalty or face the music when it's something that they should have controlled it, but it was a complete fluke or accident. This was not one of those cases. As he acknowledges in the player safety video, this is something that he was aware what he was doing. The stick didn't ride up. He knew what he was doing. Gets a one-game ban. Now look at in 2023, not long ago, this last season, with Detroit and Ottawa, David Perron lost his mind because the captain of the Red Wings, Dylan Larkin, got hit by a couple of Senators. It was an awkward collision. I still don't believe there was any intent on the play. Larkin goes down, then Artem Zub fell on Perron in a weird. It's just a really weird sequence. Perron gets up, and he thought Zub was the one that took Larkin down because he didn't get to see everything, and he cross-checked Zub in the head. Now, Perron ended up getting 6 games. It's kind of weird that they're actually teammates now. I know he talked about the fact that he had to kind of talk to Zub and apologize and maybe buy him dinner or something. But, but he got 6 games. Now, David Perron had a little bit of a history, but nothing too crazy compared to, some guys around the NHL. Did he have intent? Yes. Did he lose his mind temporarily? Yes. Like he was defending a teammate, at least he thought he was. Went after the wrong guy. And in the case of what happened last night in Nashville, Zachary Loda did have to, he had visible damage to his face, whereas Zub, I know he's missed time on multiple occasions, but I don't believe he missed time from that. And I think he might have missed a couple of shifts or something, but that was about it. So it just seems to be confusing, why they're so different. Did I expect him to get 6 games? No. Perron has a little bit more of a history than Meier does, but not to the point that I thought it'd be anything like this. The difference here, I thought maybe he'd get 2 or 3, to be honest. I just don't understand why 1 versus 6 when it's not exactly the same, but pretty much the same concept. Cross-check to the head with intent, and this just doesn't make sense to me. So, did it look real bad? No. Does he deserve a suspension? Yes. It just confuses to me as to why there's such a difference there. But anyways, that's the Department of Player Safety. My biggest gripe with them sometimes isn't the calls they make. It's the inconsistencies. That's what I would like them to get straight. The other piece of news today I wanted to quickly discuss was the Penguins have placed 25-year-old forward Valtteri Puustinen on waivers. So, of course, he's not waiver exempt anymore to go to the minors. He appeared in over 50 games last year, put up 20 points. It was kind of trending into being, what many thought was going to be a regular spot on the roster for him. This year's not been so kind to him. He's been more in the minors. Already, he's appeared in 10 games for the Pens so far, put up 2 points. Has already appeared in a bunch of games for the American Hockey League as well. And now he's going to be heading back there if he's not claimed. So we'll see. I know the Penguins are a team that might be in the mix here for David Jiricek. I know Jiricek in Columbus is a heavily rumored player to be on the move sometime here soon. There's probably about 4, 5, 6 teams that are somewhat serious putting together offers for his services. And I think Pittsburgh is one of them. I'm not sure if they'll win the battle here for the player, because they don't have a lot of youth that they'd probably be willing to part with, which is what Columbus wants. But I'm not suggesting the two moves here are connected, but Puustinen is on waivers. Might be an interesting player that another team might pick up. He's usually, like, defensive metrics and things are usually pretty decent. Skating's decent. Not a lot of offense in his game. Somebody wants a bottom 6 forward that's younger, can skate. Maybe he gets picked up. Hard to say. But those are your 2 news updates for now. I'll be back later with another recap of all today's news and rumors around the entire NHL. So stay tuned for that. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.